5Options show,
where every week Marta and Anna abandon their 5 children, 2 partners, and 1 cat to make a show especially for you.
an artist, a challenge, a bullshit, a wisdom, and a surprise. Tune in and feel the magic of fun.
Hello, everyone. This is Marta.
And this is Anna.
And this is You've Got 6 Options show.
What
Just
is the
joking.
6th option?
Don't ask me. Are you planning more kids? Then it could be also more relevant.
No, I don't. Please don't even. No, I love my children very much. Very, very much. But I do not wish to have more. I'm satisfied with 2.
No, it was just Dennis writing the title of the show today, saying you've got 6 options. So
Yeah.
I thought it's...
But we can consider that for the 6th season, as you mentioned. I was also trying to do something new with my voice, and that usually didn't pay off. I'm not sure why I'm trying to do that. I was like, oh no. I have to stop this. I have to be normal. Okay, I'm normal.
That's not possible.
Thank you, Marta. Thank you for a reminder. But I will get my perfect introduction one day. You know, we are here on air for 2 years almost, and I'm pretty sure that the 3rd year will be my year.
Okay, so 3 years and 3 years, 6 options. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. You are trying to make that red thread to 6, huh?
Yes. Well, everyone, this is something kind of new, kind of old, what we are doing right now. We are going to have a challenge episode today.
Yes, exactly. So if you are our regular listener, and I hope you are, and if you are not, then I will tell you, we are now starting season 5. And within season 5, we will have different programs. So it's not only You've Got 5 Options show with the bullshits, the wisdoms, the left fields, the artists, and the challenges, but also episodes dedicated solely to the challenges of our listeners. And that's one of our efforts to make this radio more local or global or just more for people. Yeah, because sometimes I think I cut myself on just talking to myself, and we just want to involve you more. So guys, this is one of those programs when we are focusing on challenge solving. We actually have received 3 challenges after we reminded people that we are still solving challenges. So thank you very much for your trust. And we have decided to not just to treat those challenges in the 10 minutes time frame. We decided to dedicate the entire episode to shine our wisdom and shit.
To shine our shit. I don't know how you plan to do that, Anna.
I plan to actually stay quiet most of the episode. That's how.
Do you also do something more than plan? Because
sometimes I even execute.
Okay.
Yes,
Good
I know.
to know.
But I have
Good to
so
know.
many plans. Oh my God. Yeah. But I would also like to say that we are really looking forward to your challenges. And one of the selling points, I guess, would be that within the last 2 years, we have went through a lot of different things. And Marta became certified life coach, NLP practitioner, and conscious healer. So she's actually qualified to sell to sell merch. She's qualified to solve your challenges. So it's like getting a free expert advice.
And the most beautiful thing about it is that before I had all those certificates, I have been solving the challenges. And Anna, you have been solving the challenges as well, because it's not, we were changing all the time. One of us was a lead. And I look into those challenges, and these are still the same tools that I use very often. And of course, I have grown and I have learned new stuff, but I wouldn't say absolutely not to anything that we have done before.
Yeah, it's. I'm actually quite shocked how wise we can be sometimes.
Yeah, it just proves that there is something more than knowledge, which is obtained through a formal education. There is also life experience. There is also wisdom. There is also a possibility to learn from other people by listening to them, by reading their books, and so on. So that's something that I was not very open when I was young. When I was young, everything was just like you need to have a very formal education and certificate to deserve to be able to help people.
Yeah, but that's also because we are from Poland, where a cashier in a supermarket has to have a master degree. So, yeah. I think we have it in our cultural DNA that you have to have a higher education to be worthy of doing anything. Well, actually, now when I think about the cashier example, that was not really supporting my my argument. Well, you have to have master to do almost anything in Poland. Yeah. Maybe times has changed. I haven't been there for a while.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I still believe in education very much. I very, very much believe in education. I just don't think that everything requires a master degree.
Absolutely.
From a conventional university. There are other ways of learning.
Exactly.
And, yes. And I think through experience is how we learn best.
I agree. I agree completely. That's why I'm not planning to educate myself in a formal system anymore.
I might educate myself in a formal system at some point. I don't discard it. It's just my reflection back that there is more than just one way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the time has come to actually dig into the challenge of the week. So hit it.
A very challenging challenge of the week.
Damn it, I have a challenge.
I'm very impressed by the dance routine that you have prepared for this episode.
I forgot that we are not only on the radio and there is a camera on, and I was dancing while our jingle was playing.
There was quite some body movement there, I confirm.
I put my groove on, I spent too much time with our wonderful guest, Bryce, who says that you live your life how you dance.
You dance how you live, you live how you dance. You can apparently reverse it, means the same. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you live like a very weird flower. Because you reminded me of flower, this flowery like hand gestures and stuff. I was mesmerized, to be honest, and I didn't expect that at all. So yeah,
I hope that by some force of nature, this will not be aired on TV.
I would count rather on the technical issues, which are quite common in our case. So, but let's see. So, Marta, you are solving challenges today, and I'm helping you by being your useful idiot.
I don't call it this way. I may have prepared.
So kind. So kind. Because friends are here to support you.
Okay, so guys, this time I'm leading the challenge. I guess you will still be leading some challenges in the future, huh?
Yes, I will.
Yes, exactly. So you are my sounding board.
That doesn't make a case for people to send them. Marta is leading all of them. I will. Okay. Yes.
Okay. We have a challenge, guys. We have plenty of challenges. We cannot even get to read the freaking challenge. So maybe you can help us.
I will read the challenge, but I would like to say that I think that this is good to ease in humoristically into an actual problem that someone has. And this is not to take any heaviness from that challenge because, well, it's not a challenge that someone's lives depends on in a very direct sense, but it's that kind of should I stay or should I go type of a challenge, and we treat it very seriously. So now I will put my serious voice, and I apologize in front of this narration I will give you, and I will read you the challenge. Okay, so challenge came from Elena. She have given given us her real name, so I guess I can use it. I will not use the surname because I don't know how to pronounce it. So very smart, Elena, very smart. And she has written, "Hello, girls. I have been in Denmark for almost 5 years, and now, finishing my bachelor, I need to think what to do further. It's been quite rough and thoughtful period. So the challenge that I have is that I don't know if I want to stay in Denmark, move back home to Romania, or try another country. Also, I would like to continue my education with a master degree, but it is difficult to get into one here in Denmark because I'm lacking some courses. And therefore, I don't know if I should keep fighting to get into master here or somewhere else, or if I should just look for a job and hope that I will find one. Let me know what you think. This would be interesting. Have a great day." First of all, Elena, thank you for calling us girls. If you would know how old we are, you might rethink this lovely beginning of the email. And I would say, Marta, wow, there is a lot of different thoughts in this.
There are a lot of different thoughts in this, in fact. And when I read this challenge, my first response was like, how the hell am I supposed to know? That was my first response.
Don't get discouraged, Elena. She figured out.
No,
it's not the best commercial.
It's not the best commercial, but it's very, very true. And the reason why I had this response is because, of course, I have no idea what you, Elena, should do. Because the only person that has any chance to know what you should do is actually you. So that's the main reason for that. And decisions. Oh my God, it's my Achilles point. Or it used to be my Achilles point.
Mm-hmm.
I have struggled a lot in taking decisions because I was trying to take decisions based only on one source of intelligence, on my intellectual intelligence. Okay, the studio here is vibrating.
I think they are literally moving the entire building or something. Well, what can I say? It's a community radio. There is a certain level that we are presenting here.
So do you think that they are building a community literally?
Yes, I actually do. I think that there is like a whole village now being built at the moment. Yeah, but guys, if you hear this little buzzing, that's just the beauty of recording at the radio station here.
Yes. So coming back to why I used to struggle so much with. Okay, now it's crazy. What is this?
Like I also hear like a shimmer, like a river. Are they building a village and they also provide them a water source?
How is that gonna sound on the radio?
It
Okay.
stopped and started. Maybe they are taking the sewer. No,
I don't know.
you don't know, Dennis.
No.
I would like you, Elena, to imagine that you are now at the seashore, meditating. There is far, far away a group building a village, and you also hear the river by the sea. I will finish with that. I was trying.
Okay. Well, it's providing some challenges to solving that challenge. Not the first one today. Let's go for it. So, Elena, I used to struggle so much with taking decisions because I would use my analytical brain to take decisions. And that's great. And I was able to write down all the pros and cons and try to figure out those decisions. Yet it did not provide the feeling of I'm actually taking a right decision. So the reason for it is that the analytical brain uses only about 5% of our intelligence.
Yeah, Marta, where the 5% comes from?
Well, that's something. Surprise! Last time I heard it was with my favorite guy, Joe Dispenza.
But Joe Dispenza, I knew it.
I've heard it already in many different sources. And I think that conventional medicine also agrees to that. Conventional medicine, if you don't agree, please send us a message. That we are only using about 4 or 5% of the capacity of our brain. So there is much more than we have in our very aware, conscious, analytical part of the brain. And of course, if you're trying to decide by 5% for some 95%, I don't know if I can do it with this noise.
Apparently they are cleaning the house. I just got a message that they are cleaning the house with some high pressure stuff. That's pretty annoying.
Yes. Okay, well, I will have to call in my Zen mode.
I would like to say that it's good to clean the house from time to time. But I think it's quite inconsiderable to do it while you are actually being a neighbor with a TV and a radio station. So I believe that after this recording, I will go there and I will kill them with kindness.
Conscious killing.
Conscious killing.
Hack them to death.
I will hack them to death. Yeah.
Okay. So what I have found out in the last few years is that I put it now as 3 centers of intelligence. One center is indeed our analytical mind, and it's actually a tricky one to use because our analytical mind can be our best friend or our worst enemy. The second source of intelligence is somewhere around our heart, and I would call it the intuition. I would call it this access to something that science is not very good at describing. And that's basically what I refer to as intuition, and I think majority of us people have experienced intuitive approach to something, at least at some point in our lives. And the third source of intelligence is somewhere around, I would say, our stomach. We can call it our gut feeling or something, and that one is more related to our instinct. And I like to take a decision through all those 3 centers, and that provides a more holistic approach to decision taking. So that's like a short intro to why it used to be so difficult for me to take decisions and why now it is easier. But we will have much more talk about that when we dig into. So Elena is thinking, should I stay or should I go when it comes to Denmark? And should I study or not to study here in Denmark, or maybe work? So it's kind of like a few decisions within that one decision. And this can indeed feel overwhelming because it feels more or less like deciding for something that is setting the course of action for your life. So I definitely can relate to this kind of decision being a struggle. It feels like an important decision. So I have prepared 5, I would say, maybe
5? Really?
Yes.
No. You're kidding. What a coincidence.
Yeah, that's a coincidence.
Oh, man.
Everything comes down to 5.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have prepared 5, I would say, wisdoms I have learned while figuring out this, what used to be an extreme challenge for me, taking decisions. And I call myself a recovering decision-making struggler. So
that's a very long title.
Yes.
Very creative,
I
though.
don't have any formal certification for that title.
See, you don't have to have a certification to have an expertise in something.
Yes.
Expertise.
I do have a lot of expertise in taking decitions.
I, however, have certification in English language, and see how this goes.
That proves some
points here.
Okay, so
expertise.
I will first say these 5 wisdoms, and then we will dig into them.
Yes.
So, first of all, what I have learned is that ultimately there is no wrong decision. So that's one thing that is a big deal when it comes to decision taking. The second one is, chances are that you already know the answer, and now your task is to allow for the answer to come. The third thing is, mentalizing the decision-making process is not always a good thing. So thinking about trying to figure it out with your mental power, what decision to take, is not always such a good idea. Then I say decision-making through feeling into it seems to be providing a better answer into what feels as the right decision for me to take right now. And the last one, number 5, is listen to wise people, yet listen to yourself more. So that's kind of the 5 wisdoms that I have obtained. And yeah, let's go for the first one.
Let's go for the first one, but I would like to say that first of all, the high pressure cleaning have stopped, thank God. So thank you. Maybe they heard my that threat. Second of all, it's really interesting, Marta, that you are so up forward with those decisions and the struggle you had, because I believe that many people that we both know see you as a perfect decision maker.
And that's because ultimately there is no wrong decision.
Okay. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I actually don't regret decisions that I have taken.
Even the ones that you have taken only with the 5% of your brain.
Even the ones that I have
However,
taken
that's
with only 5% of my brain. Because
that's like most of my decisions. Sometimes it goes down to 3.
Ultimately, there is no wrong decision. That's
so
why.
even if you shut down the instinct, and even if you shut down or not use there was the instinct and intuition, you still, with the right mindset, can acknowledge that there is no wrong decision.
Yes. And the reason for it is that very often we go through this, if we use only the 5% of the brain and we go strictly by, there is only pros and cons. And the one that has more pros is the decision that I'm going for. Very often what will happen is that we will go after that. And if it is not the right one, so to speak, if you can call it this way, I know it's tricky and it requires opening to this concept of right and wrong. But if it doesn't feel right, you'll simply change it. Many people, even though they have taken the decision, when it feels bad, they will actually change it. So there is very few people that will continue sticking to a decision when it's really, really bad and everything in your life and inside yourself screams for, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. So I believe that anyway, this intuition and instinct will continue speaking to us, because that's not something that has a very easy switch off button. So we will ultimately redirect.
Okay, that's interesting, actually.
At
And
some point.
I have to say that I tend to agree. I agree with this one. Although I know that there are some people, I just think that for some people it takes way more time than for others to change from the so-called bad decision because of many reasons like pride or fear, or even the fact that the changing of the decision that you have taken in the past might affect other people around you.
Oh, definitely. That's why I say many people, not all people, because definitely there are still people who will continue with the decision that they have taken for a very long time. And apart from the reasons that you have already said, there is also like this sunk cost.
Yeah.
When you have like invested money, time, and other resources in some decision, you might try to like fight for this decision to stay alive, even though everything inside of you feels like that's not the right thing to do.
That's exactly like internal projects in corporations.
That's okay, but we are talking, we are not talking about all sorts of decisions, right? Because the way decisions are taken in business, it's different. So I'm talking now about life decisions for an individual person. So just to make it clear, I don't think that this applies to all the decisions, even though it would be awesome if it would.
Yeah, just before you will start, fun fact, there is more and more companies who are using intuitive card readers, psychics, and other people who have higher insight or astrologers in decision making, yet they just prefer to stay anonymous. But I hear more and more from people who are in this more alternative fields of predicting the future that they have more and more companies who are actually, coming in and asking, listen, what is the good time to do this and that, taking in consideration our company's zodiac sign or something. So that's interesting. It's just that, of course, in business, people are embarrassed to admit that. But it's more, this trend is stronger than you think.
Yeah, well, it could be. What I want to get at is finally explaining this part of wrong decision. Why do I ultimately believe there is no wrong decision? Because even for those people who decide to stick to a decision that feels wrong inside of them, it's not a wrong one because they are still learning from it. So I believe that there is not just one way our life can go. I think we are taking decisions in every moment, and we have infinite options when it comes to how our life will be. And none of these options is better or worse than the other. And I think that even a decision like for example, I wanted to study international relations. And I have taken a decision that I will apply to 2 best universities in Poland. I have studied very, very hard for a year in order to be able to get into that university, to one of these universities. I have fully committed to it with all my passion, drive, time, all the resources that I have had, and I did not get in. And then I ended up in like some sort of university. You also ended up...
Technical University of Białystok, which is a very renowned university, technical university in our city, because it's the only one that is technical, marketing and management. And yes, I have also ended there up by coincidence.
And the university is actually quite good, and it's known for some real technical studies to be very good.
Yes.
The marketing and management at our times was not the best. Anyway, so the decision of getting to that university, because I could have decided to continue going for the university that I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I could have taken a year off, study my ass off, and get to that studies that I wanted to get. I ended up studying in something that you remember, Anna, you were there. I felt miserable.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst years of my life. The feeling of failure, of not getting to that university that I wanted to get to. My broken heart because my first big love just broke up with me in that previous year. It was miserable.
Not to mention advanced mathematics.
Advanced mathematics that I really struggled with.
Guys, we skipped the last semester of mathematics because our mathematics teacher said, you are humanistic girls, you don't need this, you don't have to show up anymore. It turned out we should have showed up. Yeah.
Yes, we should have. And anyway, I ended up at this university, which the career-wise, marketing and management, I don't think it's a very good fit for me. That there was no desire to study this. There was a lot of miserable feelings around being there. And what came out of there was my exchange program to come to Denmark, where I actually met my husband. So
true story.
That's why I reflect back on it and I think, which decision was wrong? The decision of wanting to get to international relations, because that's what I had. That's what I had my passion for. Was the decision wrong to end up going to that university and never pursuing that previous dream? And kind of like when I reflect back on it, it's almost like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's almost like, okay, I wanted to go to international relationships. I ended up studying marketing and management. Then I went to Denmark and I studied engineering.
Production engineering.
Then came back to Poland, completely random. Started studying at Warsaw School of Economics.